Hey there, Deep Inspiration Hub here. Today I'm going to be taking you through a tutorial on how to set a NUBIT Light node. So I haven't talked about NUBIT yet on my channel. So what is NUBIT? Like they say on their docs, NUBIT is a scalable, cost-effective data availability layer secured by Bitcoin for the Bitcoin community. Now, Bitcoin is traditionally not built to store huge tons of data. So with the increasing amount of data that is stored in the blockchain, it leads to the blockchain getting very slow on one hand. On the other hand side, it gets quite expensive to operate the blockchain. So NUBIT is helping here by looking for more effective ways to handle the data, right, without having to slow it down or getting the operation too expensive. And this would ensure that the system would remain secure and trustworthy. So I wouldn't go too much into the technical details, one, because I'm not that technical on the blockchain per se, and secondly, because it would get a video quite lengthy. So what they announced today on the Medium post is that they have started with the phase 2, which basically means the Light node quest. So they had already, this has already started. So I think they started with phase 1, which was basically community assemble, where basically it's more or less about community engagement, right, where you follow them on Discord and stuff like that. You basically accumulate points. Now what they said here is that the phase 2 Light node quest would last for a month, so basically from June 24th, which is today, to July 24th. Now, I'm going to be taking you through a tutorial today on how you can set this up on the VPS server using a Linux operating system. And like you know, Linux always comes with commands and stuff like that. So if you don't want to go with this approach about working with all these commands, you can also basically delegate your node, or you can spin this node with NodeOps. So I recorded a video yesterday for them because I'm now part of the team. Then I can tell you in just one click, your node would be up and running, right? And the advantage here is that you're going to pay about, it starts from about, I think about $15 a month all the way to, I mean, the longer your subscription, the cheaper it gets. And then here also I have a discount code that can also reduce this further down for you. So I had a look at a few VPS options that are out there. So with Contabo, for instance, if you go for their Cloud VPS one, which costs currently 4.5 euros a month, you basically have a VPS that is way powerful for what we want to do. Now, the thing about Contabo is that, so because if you want to run this for 1 month, you need to take note of the fact that you're going to have to make a one-time payment of $6. So basically you'll be paying about $10 a month, $10 for this initial setup, because you're going to pay the $6, but the monthly fee is going to be 4.5 euros. Now, so from their price, I find the package to be very good. I mean, the resources that you're going to get for $4.5 or euros a month is pretty good. So here you don't need to change anything. If you want to go to Contabo, you can choose the duration that you want to run this. Keep this as European Union, because if you choose any other location, you're going to pay an additional cost. Then for the storage, 400 gigabyte SSD is free. As a default, you can leave this like this. The operating system here, go with Ubuntu 22.04, right? And then basically put in your password, and then you can make the payments and set up the VPS server. So after you set this up, within a few minutes, they are going to give you the credentials to log in into the VPS server. What I'm going to use is Ionos. So Ionos is also pretty good. I mean, they are extremely stable as well. The reason why I'm going to go with Ionos for this approach is that Ionos is a bit cheaper. So currently, from the specifications that we need, don't go for the VPS XS, because here the disk space is just 10 gigabytes. And then when you look at the requirements, you need 40 gigabytes, right? So what you're going to go with, if you want to go with Ionos, is to go for the VPS X, which is also cheap. So you're going to pay $3 a month here. So here, be careful. The $3 a month is going to be for 6 months, right? And after that, the price is going to go up, right? So if you go for this option, it means that you want to bind yourself to a 1-year contract, right? But I wouldn't want to do this if you're not very sure you're going to need the VPS, unless you want to keep this VPS. So for instance, I'm going to go with a 1-year option because I'm going to keep this VPS basically for things that has to do with airdrops and stuff like that. Now, if you're going to go with the Ionos, basically just click on configure, and then here we're going to go with Linux, the operating system. We can go with, I can also actually go with 24.04. Here you don't need to choose anything, just click on continue, and then don't add anything here because this will come as another cost. We don't basically need this. Just click on continue, and then this is where I want to show you the trick. So here, if you go for the 3 months, if you go for a 12-month contract, you're going to be paying $3 for a month for 6 months, and then after that it's going to go for $5. So it's going to be $3 for the first 6 months, and the other 6 months it's going to be $5. If you don't want to go with this approach and you want to go for the monthly approach, just click on change, then basically change here to 1 month. Basically means that you can cancel the subscription anytime you want, and then here you're going to be paying $5 a month. I mean, this is still cheaper here because you don't have to pay for this 1 month fee, but if you want to keep the VPS for a longer time, then obviously the price that we have from Contabo is good because of the more resources that you would have there compared to Ionos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my VPS, I'm going to make the payments, and I'm going to take you into the video how we're going to start a main gig. So whether you want to go with Ionos or you want to go with Contabo, I would highly appreciate it if you use my referral link, because this goes to support my channel. So like I said, I used Ionos. So what I'm going to do is basically when you log in into Ionos, just come to the menu. Mine is in German, but don't worry, it's basically going to be the same for you as well. Just come to server and cloud, and basically you see all the servers that you have. So with the one that I just created is the one that is called Ionos VPS Linux X. So just click on this, and then if you also use Contabo would also send you an email basically with your IP address, your password and stuff like that that you can use to log in into the server. So in my case, for instance, this is the IP address of my server. So just click on that. When you scroll down, it shows you here the IP address of the server. This is the username. The username is going to be root, and then here basically when I click on this, I would see the password. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect to the console. Now to connect the console, I would suggest that you use a application that is called Putty. So Putty is a free application that you can basically just download and use it to connect to the VPS server. So I have already downloaded Putty, so I can just open my Putty application. Now when Putty opens, just go to your control panel, copy the IP address that you have. So whether it's Contabo or Ionos, is basically going to be the same. Go to Putty, paste in the IP address here, and then basically just click on open. And then it's going to ask you if you want to make sure you want to connect to this. So I'm just going to say accept because I can connect to this every time. Now at this venture, what we're going to put in is you're going to put in the IP address. So the IP address, sorry, not IP address, you're going to put in the username. So your username is going to be roots, like it just says here. If you're using Contabo, it's also going to be roots, and then basically just press enter, and then it's also going to ask you for your password. Now if you're using Ionos, just click on the I button here to view the password, and then you can copy the password. If you're using Contabo, you already put in the password here when you were setting up the VPS server. So the password that you used when you were setting the VPS server, basically that's the password that you're going to use. So I'm just going to copy my password now. So I cleaned everything out to make the screen a bit cleaner. Now to paste in the password with the Putty, just right click on the mouse. It will basically paste in everything that you have in the clipboard, and then just press enter. So now you see that I'm logged in into my VPS console. Basically it's going to be the same whether you're using Contabo or whether you're using Ionos. There is another program that you can also use to connect to the console. This program is called Windows PowerShell. So here I can show you how this works as well. Just click on the start button and open the application that is called PowerShell, and then here what you have to do is to just type SSH space roots then then you put in your IP address, and then Microsoft is going to ask you if you want to add this fingerprint. Just type yes, press enter, and then you can put in the password. But I would recommend to use Putty because Putty is very easy to do a copy and paste from Putty. For instance, the problem that I have when I'm using PowerShell is that if I use Ctrl+C to copy, Ctrl+C, which is usually a copy, basically means in Windows to terminate an application. So it's not that easy to do a copy and paste. But with Putty, it's very easy to copy. When you just highlight anything with the mouse, it basically puts in the clipboard. So for instance, when I go to my notepad and then I just paste in, it basically pasted everything that I had when I just highlighted. And this is why I personally like to use Putty. So that was basically all the things that we had to do about preparing the VPS server. Now we're going to start with the installation of the node. Now to start with, what I'm going to give you, I'm going to provide all the commands that we're going to use in the description. I'm trying to write a Medium post where I'm going to put everything in. If I'm able to do this, I will just provide a link to the Medium post. If not, I will also provide the commands that we're going to use in the description. Now the first command that we're going to use is called, I'm going to paste this in here. Just copy what I'm going to paste in there and paste this here by just right clicking. Basically we're going to update the repositories of our Linux distro. Just put in this command, like I said, just right click, it pastes everything that you have in the keyboard, in the clipboard, and then basically just press enter. So it's going to install, it's going to make a few updates, download all the updates that are available, install the updates, and then we can go to the next part. So now the updates have been installed. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to install Screen. Screen is basically an application that would allow us to be able to easily enter the Light Node application, get out and stuff like that. Now I'm going to also, like I said, I'm going to provide a command. Just come here, copy the second command, paste this in here, and then just press enter. So this has installed Screen. Now the next command that we're going to do is we're going to create a screen that is called NUBIT. Just come to the description, paste the next command. Screen minus S Nubit basically means we want to create a screen that is called NUBIT. You can think about a screen like a space or a workspace within which you run an application. So this is easy. It makes it a bit easy for you to run multiple instances of different applications without you having to mix them up. So here just press enter, and then when you press enter, you see that it creates basically a blank screen for you. With this, what this basically means is that you are in a new workspace that we're going to work. Now what I'm going to show you now is the command that we're going to use to install the node. Now to install the application, all you need is just one command line, which is going to be this one. So I always prefer to orient you to the doc so that if anything changes, you get the updated file. So here, just click on copy, come to the console, and then right click to just paste this in. Now what this command is going to do is it's going to install the download the application, install the application, create a wallet for you. Now in the course of the application installation, the setup is going to basically spit out what the details of your wallet is, what the auth key is, what the public key is, and what the mnemonic phrase or the seed phrase of your wallet is. Now so it's a bit tricky because it comes somehow during the installation. I'm going to show you how you can get this key. So I got to know that you can basically scroll up to find it, but I scrolled up several times, I just couldn't find it, and that's why I'm going to show you how you can do this. If you are not able to manage to copy these details during the installation, I'm also going to show you another way that you can basically find out these details. I'm just going to click on enter to start this up. Now, so I think the key comes when it starts bringing this inverted, so I'm trying to be ready to copy this. So with PowerShell, no, sorry, with Putty, if you want to copy, just highlight. When you highlight, it basically copies whatever you had in the clipboard or whatever you highlighted into the clipboard. So I think it's come somewhere around this. I remember it was somewhere around the inverted. So now this is here, so I'm just going to highlight this very quickly, highlight it, so it's copied, right? That was very quick. And then I'm basically going to open Notepad, right? So I'm going to open Notepad. I'm so happy that I got it because the first time that I did it, I couldn't manage to get it. So basically, whilst it's installing, I'm going to be explaining what we need. So this is what the key is. Let me save this, guys, before I miss this. Okay, so this is the wallet address, right? And this is the seed phrase. So that's when I think it's 24, 25, I don't remember, seed phrase to your wallet. And this is your public key. This is what we're going to use to register on the claim console to basically get a point, and this is going to be an authentication key. Now if you get to this point where you start seeing these numbers, basically the installation is complete, right? So to leave so if you manage to copy this point here, basically please do not press Ctrl C here because this is going to kill the application, right? If you want to leave the screen, press Ctrl A and then D, and then this basically minimizes the screen. If you want to get back into the screen, you can type screen -R. If that is the only application that you have running, would basically restore the application for you. Now I want to show you two things, how you can find I find it so difficult to pronounce the word, the seed phrase, right, in one, and the second one I'm going to teach you how you can find these public keys and auth key. So if you couldn't manage to copy this and this is running, just press Ctrl C on your keyboard. This would basically kill the application, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to kill the screen within which the application is also running, right? So basically you can type the command pkill screen. This would kill the screen. So if I type ls screen ls -ls, you see that I don't have any screen that is running. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run the screen again. The reason why I'm going to do this is that if you run the screen, whenever you run the application for the first time, it would spit out or it would provide you these keys before the application lands. So I'm just going to create a new folder, sorry, a new screen that is called Nubit. Sorry, so it says that there is no, let me try this again, new screen -S Nubit, and then you see that I'm in a new screen. So basically now what we're going to do is we're going to run the application. Now to run the application, you can use the same command that we got here, copy this command, come here, paste it in the command, and then press enter. So you see that it's going to provide you these details. So you can copy this here again, copy, right? When you highlight it, basically copies it. And then when we paste it in here, you see that we have, it's basically the same thing that we had when the installation was running. What you do not get in this process is the mnemonic phrase. So I'm also going to teach you how you can get this. Like I said, here at this point, you don't need to kill the application because if you do Ctrl C, basically you terminate the application so the application can run, right? But we want to leave the application always running in the background. So before, we don't want to kill the application here. So just press Ctrl A, leave the keyboard and press D. This would minimize the screen. And then I'm going to give you a command that you can use to basically find out what the seed phrase is. So I think this is somewhere, I saw this somewhere in the docs. So I found this, so this is in the node FAQs, right? I'm also going to provide the link here. So just click on run and node FAQ. When you scroll down, you will see the command that we're going to use to do this. Now this is the command here. It says, how shall I watch my mnemonic again? Basically just copy this command here, make sure that you have minimized the screen, right click to paste in the command, press enter, and then you see that it basically provides everything for you. So you can just copy this, like I said, to copy on Putty, just highlight everything. You can come to your notepad and you can paste this in, and you see that it's exactly the same thing that we had when we were running the application. So now our application is running. Like I said, if you want to go into the application, use the command screen -R, right? It basically gets into the application. If you want to minimize it, do Control A, leave the keyboard, and then you press D. So when I said every time in a lot of tutorials, people do not get it. So you press Control on the keyboard, then you press A together, you leave the keyboard and you press D, and then this basically minimizes the screen. So in terms of setting up the node, we are done. So the very important thing that you need to make sure is that you have the mnemonic seed phrase, you have the public key, and then you have the authenticating key. Now with all these done, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next step, which is basically completing your light node quest. So what you have to do here is so I'm going to put also the docs here, click on the NUBIT alpha test campaign, right? This is basically going to open the console or the page for you where we're going to do the claiming of the points. So what you see here is that we're going to connect our wallet. So here I'm going to recommend, I think they also said it in their Medium post, that you can use a Keplr wallet, but I wouldn't use a Keplr wallet that already has funds or stuff like that. Please. The main idea is that the Light node created a wallet for you. So that is a wallet that we want to import here to connect so that we can basically receive the points. Now to do so, you just have to install Keplr wallet. If you do not know how to do it, it's just an extension. So mine is in German, but don't worry, just go to extensions, then Chrome web extension, and then here look for Keplr wallets, right? And then click on this and then add to Chrome. Then you can add this extension to Chrome. Now the extension has been added, so what you can do here is we can import an existing wallet, because the Light node application already created a wallet for us. So just click on import an existing wallet. Then you can use recovery phrase or private key, and then here you have several options. So you can put in a 12-word seed phrase, 24-word seed phrase, or a private key. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to import the 24-word seed phrase, because that is basically what we exported here. So what they also said on their page somehow is that it's possible to import the private key. Just a minute, I saw this somewhere. Yeah, so this is what they wrote. So they said that you can either choose import an existing wallet, opt for 24 words recovery phrase and enter your seed phrase, or opt for the private key and enter your unarmored hex private key. So I personally couldn't find out what the private key is. So I tried this one, it didn't work. I tried this one, it didn't work. So if you're watching the video and you've managed to find out how you can put in this, basically just put this in here. So what I'm going to do here is basically you just have to put in the 24 words like we had in the notepad, and then just put in the same sequence, and then when you're done, just click on import. So I'm going to do this and then we can go to the next step. So I have put in everything. So here I'm just going to click on import, and then I'm going to call this wallet, basically you can call it everything, Nubit wallet, right? And I can create it. I'm going to put in my password here, and I'm going to click on next, and then basically my wallet is going to be created for me. So it's basically going to import the wallet that we created. So here, don't worry about anything, just click on the save, and then you can click on finish, and then basically the wallet is created for us. So what we have to do now is to add the NUBIT alpha test chain. Now to do this, just right click on the link that they are provided here. So this is the same page, so when you come to wallet and tokens, connect Keplr wallet, you're going to find the link here, and then here just look for NUBIT, right? So NUBIT, and then you see the chain name, click on add to Keplr. Then a pop-up window is going to open. I'm going to approve the transaction, and then basically this has been added to my Keplr wallet, right? So the chain has now been added to my Keplr wallet. Now what you have to do is just come back to the page that we have here. I'm going to refresh the page. I'm going to click on connect wallets. I'm going to connect the wallet because it automatically detects this. That's the chain because basically in my case I have only one chain, and that's why it was just easy. If not, you can just switch to that particular chain, and then it would automatically detect which chain you want to use, and then just click on approve. So you see here that it says it detected my wallet. When I scroll down, I do not have any points, so there are 6,000 points that I can earn. So here you can participate in the phase 1, basically follow them, be a member of the Discord community, join the official Telegram. You get basically 1,000 points for each of them. And then for the Light node, we have done step 1, we have installed the node, we have saved our public key and private key, and then here step 3, we're going to put in the public key. So the public key, if you remember, there's a notepad, so I'm just showing you with this. You don't worry about the keys to the wallets or the seed phrase. I'm going to create a new wallet anyway, so I don't bother sharing this. The public key is the one that is called pub key. So just copy this, come to step 3, paste in the wallet, click on verify, and then you see that we have 3,000 points. Now what I forgot to mention is that, so they mentioned somewhere in the post that it can take about 50, I think it's been here on the page. So they said verify your keynote after 15 minutes. So immediately after you install the node, it can take up to 15 minutes before you can do the verification. But I'm pretty sure by the time you're gonna create a new wallet, import the wallet seed phrase, add the chain and stuff, the 15 minutes would have basically arrived, because I did this within the same tutorial time that I'm doing with you, and you can see that it worked out. So basically that's how it is to set up the Light node. And like I said, it's not very easy, but then with a few commands you should be able to sail through. What is very, very important is that please do not kill the application. Like I said, leave the application running, minimizing the screen, because the application has to be on 24/7. If you kill the application, basically you've wasted your time because the node is not running right. And for the PuTTY application, you can close the PuTTY application. When you close the PuTTY application, it doesn't stop the program from running. That's why I would suggest that before you close the PuTTY application, minimize the screen with the Control-A D command before you leave the screen. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, please put this in the comment section. Also, like the video, subscribe to my channel to see more like this. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one.